Later, Makoto mentions that with Shen's help, they modified the memories of the town's inhabitants to prevent future issues. A girl asks if the monsters are still in the town, but an adventurer says that Shen and Mio defeated the monster because their levels are over 1000. The girl is skeptical, and Makoto convinces Shen to go and train. Shen obeys, and the girl apologizes to Mio for interrupting them, as she thinks Mio is Makoto's girlfriend. Mio blushes and clarifies that she's just his assistant. Makoto notices monsters ahead and tells Mio to handle them. Mio defeats the monsters, impressing everyone. The girl's sister suggests collecting materials, and Makoto agrees. However, the girl and Mio give him a suspicious look, thinking he's being inappropriate. The girl takes out the eyes of the monsters Mio killed, and Makoto says he didn't want to see someone who looks like Hasegawa doing that. Continue and encounter more monsters. Makoto asks Mio to take care of them, but Mio refuses, suggesting he does it. Makoto inquires about their weak point, and they tell him it's their abdomen. Makoto focuses and kills them all with his arrows, earning everyone's praise. Later, they reach the town of Sieg. Makoto registers as an adventurer again and receives his card. The girl's sister remarks that he leveled up during the journey, and Makoto congratulates her. They distribute the materials they collected, and Makoto keeps the ruby eyes. They all feel sad about parting ways, and Makoto suggests having a final dinner together, which everyone agrees to. They arrive at the dinner, and Makoto is thrilled to find his favorite food. An enchanter challenges Makoto to an arm wrestling match, and Makoto wins. After dinner, Makoto tells Mio it's time to sleep and goes off. Mio is excited about sharing a room with Makoto. Makoto arrives and asks Mio if she's sleeping in that bed. Mio gets excited, but Makoto falls asleep quickly, disappointing her. The next day, they return to Akuu. The chibi version of Shen tells Makoto about the progress in Akuu since he left. The dwarf appears and has something to show Makoto. The dwarves made armors for him, but Makoto declines. He sees a suit and likes it, deciding to wear it. Later, Mio shows Makoto that her relatives are training to look like humans, although it doesn't last long. An adventurer asks who took the highest paying job, and a girl says it was a strange guy with a mask. Makoto wants to do business with a man and tells him he's level 1. The man initially declines due to his low level, but changes his mind when he sees Makoto's ruby eyes. Makoto asks why he wants the ruby eyes, and the man explains it's for creating medicine for his wife and daughter. Makoto agrees to help, and the man wishes him luck with the guild exam. Makoto is surprised as he didn't know there was an exam. He asks what he needs to study for the exam and is told he needs to pass 2 exams, and the book costs 2 gold coins. Makoto finds it expensive but buys it. When he looks at the book, he's surprised and asks if he can take the exam right away. The girl at the counter is surprised but agrees. Makoto takes the exam, which mostly consists of mathematical problems equivalent to primary school math in his world. The teacher comments that the exam is quite challenging, but Makoto finishes quickly and scores perfectly. The teacher says it's the first time someone has passed with a perfect score so quickly. The teacher then asks Makoto to draw a sphere from a box, and whatever he picks is what he needs to obtain to pass the exam. A writing crystal, formal abyss labyrinths, illuminatics, and howling fang. The professor tells him to obtain that or something of similar value. However, it's impossible for him to get it as he needs to be at least level 50. Makoto remembers he had materials his adventurer group gave him and hands them to the professor, who approves. The professor informs him that he is the first to pass with a perfect and quick score. After completing the exam, Makoto feels very hungry and wonders where Shen might be. Shen is out training and killing monsters. Shen shares her food with the residents of Akuu when an orc approaches her and informs her that Mio entered Makoto's memory vault. Shen rushes off to find Mio. Another orc asks what happened to Mio, and the other orc says he doesn't know. She only told him what Emma wanted her to tell Shen. When Shen arrives, she sees Mio translating Makoto's memories. Shen is busy, and Emma mentions that she returned secretly to Akuu and was eating crab in secret. She won't tell Makoto anything if she starts working. Mio tells Shen to start working, but Shen refuses. Mio says not to blame her if Makoto scolds her later. Chibi Shen is with the orcs collecting fruit. When they leave, she tries to steal a fruit, but Makoto appears, and she gets scared. Makoto reassures her and lets her eat a little. Makoto thanks her for collecting the fruits. Chibi Shen tells him that fewer fruits have been growing lately due to climate change. Shen calls Makoto telepathically and yells for him to come. Makoto arrives and sees Shen and Mio fighting. He doesn't understand, and a relative of Mio explains what's going on. Makoto calms them down and tells Mio to return Shen's memory. He asks Shen why she didn't contact him when she returned to Akuu. Mio explains that Shen was busy eating crab and watching series. Makoto asks Shen why they fought, and Shen says Mio treats her like a recording device. Mio says she doesn't like those crappy series and wants to see 2 specific memories. Makoto watches them and realizes they're memories of an anime his father made him watch and a series a friend forced him to watch. Makoto allows Mio to see those 2 memories. Later, Makoto returns to Sieg because he has to wake up early. Mio and Shen are with him, and he suggests they should give him one of the 2 beds in the room. Shen and Mio try to provoke him to sleep with them.
Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay
focused. But Makoto
focused.
gets angry and says he'll sleep on the couch. Makoto receives a message from the alchemist saying he'll help the man create the medicine. Makoto is glad things are going well and notices Mio and Shen are sleeping. The next day, the alchemist greets him, and Makoto tells him they need to meet the client. An adventurer doesn't believe Makoto passed the exam and tells another guy to bring as many adventurers as possible since he won't let Makoto get away with it. Makoto and the alchemist wait for the client. The man arrives, apologizes for keeping them waiting, and asks them to follow him. The alchemist uses his magic to create ambrosia, and Makoto helps him finish faster. They finish creating the dose, and a butler takes it to the man. The alchemist finishes making more, but the butler startles him, causing him to drop the other doses. Makoto rushes to save them from breaking and succeeds. The butler informs them that the man is injured. They go to see him, and he explains that he tried to give the medicine to his wife, but she became violent and hurt him. The alchemist says it wasn't an attack. It was a defense mechanism of the curse to prevent taking the medicine. Makoto tells the man to take him to his wife, and he'll hold her while they administer the medicine. He also instructs the alchemist to make another dose with the remaining ingredients. The man is skeptical, mentioning that Makoto's level 1 might not be sufficient, but the alchemist assures him that he can do it. The man leads them to a room where his wife is. Makoto lures her out, and she attacks him. He manages to restrain her and instructs the man to give her the medicine. Although she bites her husband's hand, he succeeds in giving her the medicine, and she returns to normal. Makoto suggests going to see their daughters next. Makoto enters the daughter's room and administers the medicine, curing her as well. The alchemist arrives with the other medicine but stumbles and drops it. Makoto rushes to save it, and they proceed to the final room. The girl inside warns Makoto to flee but attacks him. He manages to subdue her and administer the medicine, curing her too. The man thanks Makoto for helping cure his wife and daughters. Outside, Shen and Mio appear, but an adventurer attacks them. Shen and Mio emerge unharmed. Mio remarks that compared to her master, the attack was nothing more than a breeze. Makoto thanks Mio telepathically for following the plan. More adventurers arrive, and one of them suggests that Shen and Mio join them. Mio inquires about the payment, and upon hearing the offer of 10 gold coins, she accepts. Makoto telepathically expresses gratitude for Mio's cooperation. A battle ensues, and Makoto dodges the adventurers' attacks. Shen doesn't attack, waiting for Makoto to say a classic phrase. Makoto recalls the phrase and says it, prompting Shen to join the battle and defeat the adventurers. Mio refuses to help the adventurers, leaving one of them to be defeated. Makoto stops the last adventurer from escaping. The remaining adventurer surrenders to Shen. She probes his memories and forgives him for his actions. Makoto asks him why he targeted Rembrandt's family. The adventurer explains that a shaman told him the curse would only give them a sleep curse to make them reconsider their attitudes. He helped because the spell didn't endanger their lives. Makoto understands the situation and tells him to go cure his friend. Mio demands payment from the adventurer, who agrees, but Mio takes all his money. Lime, the adventurer, later apologizes to Rembrandt, and though Rembrandt suggests Lime should offer his life as an apology, he forgives Lime and restricts his future adventures. Lime decides to quit being an adventurer. Later, Lime sits under a tree, and Shen appears, asking what he plans to do after quitting. Lime is uncertain and asks who they are and who the weird guy is. Shen defends Makoto and gives Lime a gift, a katana, along with a job offer. Lime is surprised by the generous payment and accepts the offer to work for Shen. Emma informs Makoto that there's an issue related to them. The soldiers have lost confidence in their training since they can't beat Shen and Mio. Makoto expresses his desire to see how everyone is doing. Emma suggests the orcs might be on break, and Makoto asks Mio if she wants to accompany him, to which she agrees. Makoto overhears the orcs discussing not wanting to train with him, as they know they'd be sent flying. Makoto realizes the situation is more serious than he thought. Shen arrives and mentions that the lizards share the same sentiment. Shen proposes an idea, having the best warriors from each race fight each other to demonstrate their strength. They begin to fight. A lizard attacks an orc, but the orc creates a barrier to protect himself. The lizard tries to attack again, but the orc breaks the platform with his attack. Makoto tries to contain his excitement but keeps a neutral expression. The lizard employs a wind attack, injuring the orc. It attempts another attack, but the orc grabs its tail, throws it to the ground, and wins the fight. Shen states that she's sure they fought to the death, but both of them performed poorly, disappointing her. She urges all races to help each other to become stronger. Makoto agrees with Shen, emphasizing the need for teamwork. Later, Shen and Mio register again at the guild. Comparing their power levels, Mio has 1500 and Shen has 1340. The guild requests a favor from Tomoko on their behalf. They explain that their best adventurer retired, and others are severely injured, leaving them short-handed. They ask Makoto if he can train someone to become an adventurer. Makoto agrees, mentioning that he knows a couple of adventurers who are over level 100. Shen takes charge of training them intensely. During their training, some monsters attack, but their attacks fail. Shen intervenes and questions why they're attacking head-on. She instructs 3 of them to attack while the alchemist supports and heals. Shen provides them with a strategic plan, and they follow her guidance to achieve victory. The alchemist remarks that the tails and venomous claws of the monsters are valuable. He accidentally pricks himself with a claw, getting poisoned. Shen returns to the guild and informs the girl that she left the group in a nest of dark tails, a dangerous place known as the suicide path. However, the group returns to the guild victorious, having defeated all the monsters. Shen informs them that they passed and are ready. Makoto asks Mio to search for the ambrosia flower. Mio agrees, assuming it's for making more medicine. Makoto clarifies that they previously used ruby eyes but now wishes to use the original flower for a better product. Mio agrees and inquires about Makoto's plans. He explains that he'll prepare the store. Makoto asks Rembrandt if he can rent a space for his store, and Rembrandt agrees but suggests opening it in a neutral kingdom, offering help from an acquaintance there. Makoto expresses gratitude and returns to Akuu.